sister.
I'm ready now, I think. Are you ready?
We're in this next installment. We're going to be talking about a book that actually sister recommended that I read. We immediately both thought, oh, we should just do a series on it. So the book is called, sister, would you like to share?
The Love That Keeps Us Sane, Living the Little Way of St. Therese of Lisieux. And so it's not by her, but Marc Foley, who wrote it, he uses her spirituality and her writings and accounts from sisters who knew her about how to live her little way of love and how that really is what keeps us sane in our life.
This is a book that is sort of gleaning, the wisdom of the spirituality of the little way, but it takes a little bit a different angle than what you might find in most books about spirituality and Catholicism.
It's an easy read.
It is an easy read,
but it'll get you.
Something that I was going to share was that Marc Foley really emphasizes in the introduction this idea that this book is not necessarily a book about holiness or a book about growing in holiness under the way of St. Therese, but more looking at St. Therese's way as the way of sanity and becoming more just psychologically healthy and being able to think properly, have a good perspective on who we are in relation to God and who we are in relation to other people, and how to live a greater life of sanity, which certainly paves the way to live the life of holiness. But to recognize that approaching things in a healthy perspective and kind of through the lens of sanity can become a really effective building block for developing the life of holiness and our own personal vocation.
So I think one of the most striking things for me about the beginning of this book was just that it's Therese reiterates again, or like Marc Foley reiterates about Therese time and time again, that life in the convent was not heaven on earth for her, and she had struggles, and she was not born a saint, and but like Father was saying, that she really discovered how to like love in a way that allowed her to be sane and allowed her to be free. And so she struggled with the human condition and had to find a way to deal with it. But one part of the introduction that really stood out to me was when Marc Foley says, Therese's sanity lay in her ability to be deeply involved in life without becoming absorbed by it. She had the genius of knowing how to love others without becoming entangled or enmeshed in their problems, but could deal with the absurdities of daily life without losing her perspective. And so Thérèse was very good at loving very intensely and very intentionally, but also knew where the line was, knew how to protect herself and keep herself sane. And I just really think that has to come from being open and docile to the Holy Spirit, because it can be very easy to be like, well, this is my friend and they have this problem and I want to help them solve that. But how is the Lord asking you to encounter them, and what is he asking you to do? Because in very similar situations, that could be different with each person. But she knew that if she got totally enmeshed in every single person's problem, that she isn't free to love them freely. So just that knowing how to love others without becoming entangled, that she was docile to the Holy Spirit and totally in love with Jesus alone and loved others through him and through that. So that challenge of being involved but not absorbed, which is like difficult.
Yeah, and definitely one of the things that we'll be challenged in as we kind of proceed through the book and its chapters, which already kind of hits when we find ourselves in chapter 1. Great. Well, stay tuned as we return with Collar and Veil for chapter 1.